back to Same Bright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So today's tutorial is going to be the continuation of the last class we had on 12 pieces bustier. So if you recall, you remember this pattern we made on our 12 pieces bustier, so which I told you are going to sew up together after making your bustier, attach your yoke, finally sew this to it. Okay, it's an insert to this 12 pieces, and then you have your zipper sewn at that point. So that is that, and we want to move over to the back pattern. So for the back pattern now, so if you have not watched how this particular drafting is made, please go back to the last video before this one we are having in this class. So I'll just keep these patterns right now. I'm going to set it aside, and now I'll come in with my back pattern. So my back pattern piece, I've already started drafting it halfway, but I want to explain to you what I'm doing right here. So what I have here is my back pattern, and this is the shoulder line of my back pattern. This is my chest line for my back. This is my back length, and which is my waistline for the back, and the full length. So like I told you last time, the drafting we made for the front piece, we have let me just place my tape on the shoulder so you understand what we are talking about. My chest line is 9 inches. Of course, you know how this is gotten. My back length is 15 inches. You can see that, and I'm using 22 inches. Remember, the back length is shorter. Okay, so when you take your measurement, you'll be able to know what figure you have for your back length and which figure you have for your front length. My own front length is 17, and my bust dart was 2 inches because of the difference between this and 15. 17 minus 15 gave me 2 inches. So this 2 inches is also affecting the full length. Okay, remember the full length we used for that class was 24. So if you use 24, you minus 2 inches from it for the back. If you use 23, it depends on the measurement you have for the front, will determine what you have for the back. So for the back, you keep minusing 2 inches from what you have on the full length for the front, and the full length for the front minus 2 inches, you have 15. Of course, this is understandable. We have nothing to do with the back length on the chest line. Please take note, the chest line remains the same. So these are the basic lines you require. Okay, I've already drafted the armhole, 0.5 inch, as you know. So right here, we want to start our full alteration. And to do that, I'm going to measure my bust 40 divided by 4. I'm working on a quarter of the bodice, is 10 inches. And waist 36 divided by 4 will give me 9. I mark my 9. To get my dart leg, I'll just divide what I have on the quarter of it and get the midpoint. So I have half of 9 here. Okay, that is how I got my back length. The same 4.5 I have here, I'll transfer it on the chest line and mark. I'll transfer it on the hem, I'll mark. So for the starting of your darts, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for all back darts. My dart intake is 0.75 here, 0.75 here for a perfect fit. And I'll go here and go here. I'll come here to here. I'll also bring this to the end like this, as you can see. So once that is done, our dart leg is ready. So next we want to do now is to contour the back. The back contour line is very important because the human back is not straight. So I'm doing the back contouring at the center back, as you can see right here. So on the center back, I'll just go in by 0.75. That is what I use to contour for a perfect fit. I'll place my ruler this way, as you can see, and from there to the neckline, and from here I'll go down to the hem. So all measurements right now will start from this red line. All measurements. What I mean is, my bust circumference from the back, I'll start from this line and measure again. My bust circumference 40 divided by 4. I'll come back here and measure again. 36 divided by 4, I have 9. That is 1.5. I'll bring it here. I'll add it. I'll start from here. I'll measure my hip circumference divided by 4. I will mark there. So I will bring in my ruler to connect these lines. I'll go in here, connect this to this, flip my ruler this way and connect this to this, as you can see. So even if it gives you a funny shape here, never mind. By the time we start alterating the 12 pieces, this shape disappears automatically. So this is it, people. And the yoke, I'm going to have this yoke for the back right as it is on the thumbnail. I'm having it right on the mid armhole. You can see the mid armhole line. So that is where I have my yoke for the back. So I'll bring the yoke for the front. This is the yoke for the front. Simply place the yoke. This is how it should be for the front. But also, okay, I'll just place it to get to make sure the seam lines are the same. So make sure the seam lines are the same. Very important. So remember, we are attaching a collar here. We are attaching a shirt collar to this dress. So this is how the yoke is going to be for this. So next we want to do now, we want to extend our line, so we can our dart line, so we can start piecing this back blouse. So I'll just take the dart line to the yoke, as you can see, and I'm going to divide what I have here and get the mid points. So this is the mid points. I'll also keep my ruler straight at that mid points. Okay. So once I've done that, next I'm going to make 0.25 that, 0.25 that, left and right, making it 0.5 inch that. I'll go this way. I'll go this way. I'll come back here. I'll also come back here. So I've made a tiny dart for it to give it a shape at that point. So I just need this to be equal, okay, at each point in time. So as for what's the intake of this dart, you can replace or you might leave it, but by the time you start sewing, you add 2 inches to it and everything takes shape. So this is it, and that is what we need here. So I'll call this B1, I'll call this B2 and B3. So we'll be cutting now, so we'll start the 12 pieces alteration. I want to start cutting what we have on the pattern. So I'll just go ahead and cut what I have at the back. I'll just go in to the armhole. I'll cut through the back contour line. So make sure you contour your back line very appropriately, because that gives you exactly what you desire. Okay, so this particular part of the yoke, please ensure this particular part of the yoke is placed on fold. Okay, the rest of whatever will be joined, but the yoke here will be placed on fold. So I go in this way into the armhole. So now we have our yoke. I'll simply cut out the yoke. So this is my back yoke and it will be placed on fold. Please don't forget to place the back yoke on fold. There's no zipper at the back. It will be on fold. But for that is for this. But for what we have here is not on fold. We are cutting 2 times of each one of these. 2 times of each one of these. So I'll just go into the back dart this way, and it goes to this way. As you can see, I go through this way, as you can see. Okay, so I take off this and I cut my little darts. Okay, all right, so this is what we have for our alteration. So simply I'm going to repeat what I did last time in the last class. So I'll just go ahead now with my pattern paper. I will pick up B1 first. So I'll just place my B1 with my adhesive. I'll just go ahead, place okay. So when I'm placing, I'm making sure I have this my 3 inches. So rule your line across. Rule your line across and measure your 3 inches. 3 inches. Then you connect to the waistline. You connect to the waistline. Come up by 1 inch. I come up by 1 inch. And with my pattern ruler, I blend everything back this way. I blend everything back that way. So that is it for B1 alteration. So this is the center back. So when you are sewing the 2 pieces together, of course you are cutting 2 pieces. So by the time you are sewing the 2 together, it flares out for you. Okay, at this point both of them flares out for you. So make sure you indicate the center back. So I'll set this one aside. Next, we want to bring in what we have on B2. So this is B2. I'll also apply my adhesive for B2. So when you are placing this, make sure you place on the waistline, on the edge of the paper, and also ensure you rule your line across. Okay, so your line you are ruling across from here to here 3 inches, and from here to here another 3 inches. So I'll go ahead this way and that way. So I'll also make 1 inch above, just repeating the same thing all the way. All right, people, so I'll just cut. Okay, so we have B3 and B2. So B1 is the last, B3 is the last one. Okay, so like I said, when adding your seam allowance for the last one, ensure you have your seam allowance added at 2 inches. So if there's anything you want to that's when taking your fitting measurement. If there is any shortage, the 2 inches will take care of it, but there won't be any shortage. Okay, so I measure my 3 inches, I measure my 3 inches, and I connect. So I will come up by 1 inch and connect. I'll come up and or at 1 inch and connect. Okay, so I'll place my ruler the same way, as you can see, the same way. Alright, so that is that, and we are done with this tutorial. So you can see what we have here for the back pattern. So all you need to do is to add 0.5 inch, 0.5 inches for your sewing of the inner pattern. Okay, make sure you place your notches on the chest line, on the waistline as you are sewing. So this is it, and then you finally sew your yoke. Okay, so after you have sewn this to this, you have your armhole, you sew your yoke and sew this part. Later you turn with your lining and all that. So that is how we'll come to the end of this tutorial, and I believe this tutorial was very helpful to you. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming. See you in the next class.